Hey buddy, Crow back again, and I'm gonna change pace a little bit, stop talking about the Pinball Arcade, and start talking about Zaccaria Pinball. It has been about 2 years since I made a video about this, and part of the reason is because it's been in early access, and I did make a video 2 years ago, just like I just said, and I wasn't going to return to this until it got out of early access, but it's still in early access. But it got me thinking, you know, does the early access really make a difference? This is really no different than anything Pinball Arcade and Pinball FX has been doing. And the whole early access thing, I don't know why it would be in early access. But before we actually get into this program, this game, this is on Steam. It's also on iOS and Android, but I'm going to be only really concentrating on the Steam version here. Because I do want to do what I've been what I have been doing for Pinball Arcade and Pinball FX, and play through each of the tables, have a video for each one. But I thought it'd be nice 2 years later to come back to this and look at what's different. But before we actually go into this, I'm gonna kind of cut away to something I actually filmed a little bit earlier, where we look at this on the Steam page and you can get an idea of how much this costs, how much the tables cost. As well as, you know, what they're doing with the achievements. So, cut away. Alright, here I am on the Steam page for Zaccaria Pinball. I'm not logged in just because I wanted to show you what this looks like, having not bought anything, and I have bought pretty much everything on here. But, yes, it's still an early access game, which is why I never really came back to this since I made the original video on this 2 years ago. But after that 2 years, I began to realize that this early access thing really doesn't mean much of anything. Because to me, it's really no different than Pinball Arcade or Pinball FX, which aren't in early access, but they still update things and sell DLC, additional tables and everything. They're doing exactly the same thing. They're just saying they're in early access for some reason. Zaccaria Pinball free to play. This is where some people complain and say, hey, it says it's free to play, but not everything is free to play. Well, that's because the main program is free to play. There's one table that is free to play, and the rest you have to pay for. It is exactly like Pinball Arcade and Pinball FX3. That one table is Time Machine, and you can still play all the other tables. It's just that there's a limit as to either how much you can play or a time limit or something like that. And then immediately we see that there's bundles. You have a silver membership bundle, a gold membership bundle, a platinum membership bundle. I think the platinum comes with everything. Oh, I should mention that everything's on sale right now as we're looking at it, because this is during the Steam summer sale. So you can see the original price and you know, the sale price. You know, and honestly, let's see, look at this, $50 for everything. And that's because there's so much. They kind of went overboard piecemealing this. If I want to be honest, I mean, if you thought that Pinball Arcade was crazy in the way they broke things up, take a look at this. This is all the downloadable content for the game. It doesn't even fit on one page. You can buy everything individually, but price-wise, if you compare it to Pinball Arcade and even Pinball FX. Even at a normal price, their original asking price, you know, $2 for some table, or really $2.99 for some tables, $1.99 for some tables, and I'll get into, you know, later, a little bit later, why some of these are more expensive than the other ones. We're gonna get a little bit crazy here. So $2 per table, $3 per table, that's cheaper, and I'll get into why that is a little bit, but yeah. But not only are the tables separate, there's an artwork editor, they're selling separately. Campaign mode, they're selling separately. VR is sold separately. Yeah, in fact, if you want to take a look, and what kind of irritated me was that when I purchased the gold membership at the time, there was no platinum membership when I bought it. So I bought the gold membership, and then when I checked on it a little bit later, there was a platinum membership. I did buy that, and what was nice about it was that it knew that I had bought the gold membership, and it automatically took off the price for everything I already purchased and only left in the stuff that I didn't purchase. So whereas here, you know, even during the Steam state price of Intel product, $100, $50 after the Steam summer sale. It had discounted everything else that I had already bought, and I wound up paying like $25 to complete everything out. One of the things I wanted to kind of point out here, the achievement table pack. We'll get into achievements in a second, but there are locked tables locked behind achievements. But if you just want to automatically unlock them all, it costs you like whatever much this is, $4 or $2.75. I'm guessing. I really haven't looked into this yet. But if you click on what this is, it says, oh yeah, this DLC unlocks 7, right here. This DLC unlocks 7 pinball tables, which are unlockable by achievements. So if you wanted to play these tables, but you didn't want to have to get the achievements, you could pay to unlock these tables. I'm guessing, I don't know if you still have to purchase them separately or what. But you're just getting really kind of a little bit confusing. That's kind of a negative. They should have just made this simpler. I guess they should have made it simpler. I think that they shouldn't have locked things behind certain paywalls. You know, I could see selling the tables individually and selling them in table packs, but when when the campaign mode is kind of locked behind a paywall, let's go back a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell, you know, based on this stuff. A lot of these are tables, but mixed in here are just, let's see, maybe they're all at the top. Maybe I'm wrong here. Artwork editor, you know, why is this being sold separately? I don't know. Campaign mode, especially that. VR, I could kind of see why they would sell VR separately. But I'm going to go to something else here. Alright, I actually had to log in to see this. I don't know how to see the achievements otherwise, but I logged into Steam to actually see this. And you can see that they kind of went, I think they went a little bit overboard on the achievements. 3,258 achievements. Now I've only got 30 because I have only played this a little bit. But I am going to be playing this a little bit more, and there'll be, you know, I'll be able to get more, but obviously, but it shouldn't be too hard. But yeah, global achievements. But then I was kind of looking at it, and I think they have like 12 achievements per table. So yeah, these are the ones I've actually gotten, and it looks like it just keeps going on and on and on. Look at this. I think there's like, yeah, like I said, 12 achievements per table. So if you're the kind of person that loves achievements, otherwise, I think this is just a bit overkill. And then every time they release a new table, there's going to be more achievements, and I think that's where it just keeps going. Now, I don't think this is the like a record or anything on Steam. I think there are games on Steam that are there solely for achievements, but yeah, just kind of going crazy here with the achievements. Just something else I kind of wanted to show there. So let's get back into the game and look around there. All right, now that we're back, I'm gonna hit my button here, and yes, the layout is completely different than what it was 2 years ago. And now they say they're still in early access, so again, this could all change. But I really don't think that the individual tables will change all that much. But again, some of the stuff you saw that was locked away behind certain paywalls would be things like the campaign and the artwork editor. We'll touch on those briefly. But what I thought was interesting is that now, instead of having all the tables kind of laid out on one screen, now they've got it separated out between the solid state tables that Zaccaria had made. And I just realized I never mentioned what Zaccaria was. If you're not familiar, Zaccaria is just like Bally. They're just like Gottlieb, Williams, and Stern. They were a pinball manufacturer, but they were based in Italy. And they made tables, pinball tables, from throughout the 70s and 80s. I think the last table was somewhere around 87, somewhere around there. I don't know if all of the tables are on here. I think they're all on here. If you look on the Wikipedia page, it says they made something like 40-some tables, but some of those tables were kind of repeats of other tables, just with slightly different theming. So all the tables, for all intents and purposes, that Zaccaria Pinball has done are on here, including the free table Time Machine, which, if you didn't know, was the very first pinball machine I actually bought myself and actually have sitting still over there. It was kind of a running gag in some of my older videos where the time machine would just interrupt me saying, "The time machine is waiting."
The time machine is waiting.
So yeah, we've got all the tables here. If we go over to mechanical, these are all earlier tables. These are the EM tables. And then something that's different, something that wasn't there. I thought that they would come out of early access because they had done all the tables. But you would be wrong. We've got remake tables here. What do you do when you run out of the licensed tables you can do from tables based in the 70s and 80s? Well, you remake them. So these are all the tables that actually don't exist, whereas the solid state and electromechanical tables were actually based on tables that actually did exist. These are not. These tables were never made. They're kind of like, oh, if we had made this table in the current year, this is what these would look like. So those would be interesting to look at as well. And then retro. Again, these are all, I'm not really sure what these are, to be perfectly honest. We'll have to pop in one of these and check that out. Really don't know. Award, I think these were the tables that were locked behind achievements. So that was that achievement pack we looked at. These were all the tables, I believe, that you got for getting achievements. But I wouldn't have bought this, but since it was just included in the platinum, just gave it to me all anyway. And then extras, we've got a story mode, a multiplayer mode, a tournament mode, a campaign mode, an artwork editor. As you're going to see, if you haven't watched the original Zaccaria Pinball, even 2 years ago when this was in early access, this kind of blew away what Pinball Arcade had for options. And now they've just taken it a step further. And we've got the story mode here. Story mode is a time travel through pinball machines manufactured by Zaccaria Company. Pinball tables come one after another when a specified goal is completed. Tables are ordered by manufacturer date. At the beginning of mode, you have 99 seconds and 10 balls. You get additional balls depending on the number of achievements unlocked by you. For each 100 unlocked achievements, you get one additional ball. I'm not going to go on, but you kind of get the idea there. Multiplayer mode, I'm not sure. I think you could create a lobby and play with some friends. I guess you could play... I have not played this. I have not tested it. But it seems to me like you and your friends can play the same table... just online, which is something you cannot do in Pinball Arcade. Again, I might be completely wrong on that, but that's what it sounds like to me. Again, we've got tournaments here, something that Pinball Arcade does run, so not really sure. Again, I really haven't touched this for 2 years because I've been waiting for it to come out of early access. In fact, they sent me an email about Magic Pixel, the creators of this game, offering me like a code for it, and I was like, well, I'm not going to cover this game until it comes out of early access. But recently I've come out of that and be like, what's the point? It's not going to change that much, and it's not much more different than other games that are not in early access. Here is the campaign mode. This was something that was locked, so this seems pretty interesting. It looks like you can level up certain things, and that was just my phone going off there. You could ignore that if you heard it, but might be something worth checking out sometime. But looks like you can lengthen your flipper, lengthen certain things. It looks like you earn coins. It could be completely wrong about that. But yeah, it looks like you got some sort of, yeah. I don't know how to, like almost like RPG elements. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what this looks like from the offset. And that's an interesting addition. Really, again, I don't know why they would charge extra for that, but they did. And then we have this artwork editor. I know that this is going to take me into another screen here. I know nothing about this, but and I kind of clicked on this a little bit earlier because actually when I booted this up, it had the wrong resolution, and I was kind of messing around and trying to figure that out. But it looks like you can maybe theme your own pinball machine. It looks like you got a generic image up there in the back glass. Fly cam, and this is something that if Pinball Arcade had a fly cam like this, that would be awesome, but it doesn't. This has always been fantastic. Can't go up and down, it seems like, but I can at least angle up and down easier. I could at least go to the side and go to the other side. So yeah. So let's go back to the main menu. Look at a couple things here. I think the last time I actually looked at this, I looked at Time Machine. This is the free table, so we're going to look at it again. Kind of look at some options that this gives you. So, we could just play. We got rules. Yeah, you can look up the rules, so there's that. Options. Again, string resolution was wrong. VSync, so... Oh, those are graphics. So look at this. We got the background scene. I could turn that on or off. So you can just play this in an empty void, I guess. I guess an upgrade, if I had to suggest anything, would be different environments. Whereas, here you're... look at this. We have advanced, too. Let me get my mouse, because I can't. Look at this. Advanced options, basic options. So we got two separate options here. Particle effects, light for... yeah, you could kind of see a little bit change there. Dynamic lighting, real-time reflection for the ball. Turn that on. Motion blur, we could turn that off. Advanced reflection. Yeah, that does look pretty nifty there. Glow for ramps. Glow for balls. We actually don't need that, I think. Advanced reflection effect. I always yeah, that's pretty cool. Normal at 50%. There we go. Glass pattern. Now this is another option. And again, this was there before. You could have shiny glass, scratches on the glass, fingerprints on the glass. I mean, not like you'd want to play like a clean glass. And no glass at all. You could tell, like, you might want to play with the glass off, because look at that. You can see the reflection up here. But if you turn the glass off, you wouldn't get any reflection at all. But just kind of leave that on. Glow effect. Again, this just kind of blows Pinball Arcade out of the water. And we're not going to talk about pinball effects, because you don't really get these options with pinball effects at all. But again, that's kind of more arcadey. That's more custom. You wouldn't even have glass on those tables. Dirt on the playfield. Look at that. It's all rusted at max. That's kind of funny. Let's see what happens if we put it at max. And yeah, you can play on a rusted pinball table here. I mean, really, just kind of the options here, just off the charts. Light map quality. Again, you could turn these down or up depending on what your system can handle. Lights. Ambience type. Morning, afternoon, because you're playing by a window here. You can play at midnight, which is pretty nifty. You can play during a thunderstorm, which is, I remember in the last video, I thought that was really cool. You could play with the flickering lights and stuff. These options are stored per table. I would think that, let's see, it's morning, afternoon. Look at all the shadow effects. Night might be the best time to play, maybe, midnight. Ambience color. Oh, that's what. So you can have a certain tint there. Look at that. Brightness, gamma. Yeah, I don't know. What would be the best to play there? Let's just default. Go back to default here. And we could copy it to other tables as well. I mean, even though it does say that it's per table, you just click this and bam, you've got all your settings on all the other tables. Lamp colors, I thought was pretty cool. You could do custom colors. What I don't see here is that they had an option for rainbow lights. And, oh, here it is, colorful. That's kind of how I have my own machine set up. I've kind of put in these rotating glow light bulbs in mine. And it's a really cool effect. It looks really cool. But we'll go with the default here. Lamp intensity. Even, look at it, like very dim, very bright. So bright, that's too bright, in fact. Way too bright. Lamp flickering. It's really awesome that they have that feature in there, because I actually have a little bit of that at my table because it can't handle the LED lights that I put in it a little bit. So you see a little bit of flickering on the lights. So yeah, it's pretty nifty. Lamp afterglow. Let's go back to the default here. extras. The ball skin. So look at this. Look at all these balls you've got. This is the way to do it, Pinball Arcade. This is, look at, you have a wood, have a ball look like wood. You have a slider in the options menu. Don't put it on the main UI, so you could accidentally select a different ball. So look at the different types of metal now. That they didn't have that there 2 years ago. But that is, yeah, really cool. Ball reflection. How much reflection on the ball. Ball light. How much light the ball has. Ball contrast. Flipper skins. Look at this. You can change the color of the flippers, which is freaking awesome. Because, again, some people do change the skins of the flippers in real life. Look at black and white flippers. DMD color. Again, we don't see it. I wonder if there's a way to... Yeah, you can't see it, but I guess you could go based off of the... you can have special LED DMDs. Rubber color. Look, just the amount of stuff you could adjust is crazy here. Holy shit. You could change the carpeting. You could change the flooring in this. I was just mentioning this. I wish I could see it. You could kind of see it back there. You could have carpet, linoleum, hangings. You could change... Oh, wow. Let's, You can see the floor. That is sweet. And you could change that per table, too. That is awesome. I was just wondering if they would do that. And here it is. Here's the option. Blows me away, Mats. Okay, let's, yeah, look at that. You can see that I changed the floor. That is awesome. But let's go back to normal here. Hangings. I don't know what hangings are, but physics, we could change to physics. Actually, I want to go back to defaults and there. Flipper gap. You could change. Make the table a bit easier. Playfield. You could just change a ton of stuff, but I'll just go to default. Controls. You could change your controls, but I've got yeah. Oh, keyboard. There's the Steam controller, the X import, touch and VR. Yep, you got VR in this. Sound system. The camera. You could change each. Well, I guess you have your first 3 cameras are default, and then you can adjust the 4 cameras for yourself. So that's pretty nice. And you could change it per what method you're using. But let's ooh, something's not right there. Oh, there it is. I don't know what happened. I must have screwed up, but it's back to normal. So let's go back to the fly cam. I do like how we can... Yeah, they didn't really fix this. That's one thing I was noticing last time, is that this doesn't look that great from back here. But you know what? This is not easy to scan in, because it is 3D molded artwork. I mean, they must have only been able to take a picture of it or something. But from back here, I guess it's passable. But the thing in the middle, though, too, I kind of changed that up. It's you could kind of see that head in there. It's much more clearer on my machine. But yeah, if we look down here, look at that. You can see the glass, the reflection. I'm not going to play anything here. I'll save that for other videos. Well, I'll try and play through every table. But yeah, man, the fact that they made it so you could change the floor. Look at this. So Farsight Studios, if you've take a look at this. There's Space Invaders out the window. That's kind of funny. I wonder if that was one of the options. Oh, okay, there's... Yeah, the mosaic, that's the wall. You really can't see the wall, but look at that. Let's change it to something else. hangings. I guess that's just wallpaper. Not even good wallpaper. But hell, the fact that that option is there. Yeah, just really cool. But I kind of like the original. Yeah, talking about blowing Pinball Arcade away. So, here's achievements. So click on that. Say, hey, can we see all the achievements just for this one table? Is it just for this one table, or... Oh, I guess it's relative to this table, maybe. I don't know. You know what? So let's go back to the main menu. Yeah. We'll check out one electromechanical. Check out this one. Took a little bit of time to load there. If we click play, I realized I didn't know. We got classic checkpoint. Checkpoint mode. Every task is 60 seconds. This seems like one of those new modes that they put into Pinball FX. Challenge mode, survivor mode, lamp hunter. Go through lamps, buy any ball, hunt them down. Oh, look at this. We get we get a graphical representation of the floor and the wallpaper here too. Ambient sound and arcade. Yeah, that's so like every time you click play, you could play classic. You could play as arcade, simulation, user. I don't know why you would play just simulation. Up to 4 players, ball size. Man, I wonder if you play with a tiny ball, if it's like how much you could choose between 3 and 5 balls. The thing about most Zaccaria tables, not the EM ones, but mainly the solid state ones, the trademark of the Zaccaria table was that on your 3rd ball, the better you would do, you would increase a time counter, and then when you lost your 3rd ball, you'd be able to play a 4th bonus ball for as long as that time counter was increased in your 3rd ball. That was the trademark of the solid state Zaccaria tables. Look at this, decorative objects. We could put in a skateboard rack. I didn't remember seeing this. You got a stack of tires. You could change that thing on the. Oh, you could put a table there. Skis. That's kind of funny. I could just see them adding just more of this stuff. Ambient sound, you can play with arcade. You could be at look at this arcade. That's where you get the little fake space invaders. An airport actually changes what's outside the window there. In a city, forest, village, ambient sound, and an island. You just play it at the arcade. So I need to click play. I think. See here, extras, sounds. I missed sounds. No, I didn't miss sounds, but air background volume. You could turn that up a lot, and you could hear things in the background. Let's go back and see if you hear anything. Resume. Yep, you can hear them in the background now. Just a little bit here. Hit the plunger. Just kind of give you an idea here of. Ooh. Want to nudge it? Can you tilt? Boy, look at that table shake. You really... Yeah, and it really is analog too, because like a hard nudge really shakes the table, and just a tiny one. Okay, there's the tilt. I didn't really want to... Let's go back to the main menu. But yeah, just again... I can't tell you how much. It's just amazing how much. Is there a remake here of Time Machine? I guess not. That might be something they might work on in the future. But let's just click on this one, Shooting the Rapids. So yeah, let's do a little flyover here. So now we've got DMD graphics here. Still, this is Farsight's been doing a better job. I mean, this is. You think that this would look a little bit better, the backlash, if this was a remake table. But maybe again, once it comes out of early access. I don't know how to go up and down. I don't know if I can. But again, we've got DMD mode here. Again, they just created this as if it was a more recent table, a more modern table. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And now for checking out... What the hell is retro? If you would like to play on Time Machine Retro Table, please follow to community group of Zaccaria Pinball. Yeah, I really don't know what that was. But let's just click on, what's another one that I'm familiar with? Let's look at Farfalla. I know what the real table looks like. I don't know what... Oh, really? That is interesting. That's kind of crazy. Again, you can tell it needs a little work. That just looks kind of fake there. But what they've done here is they've demade these tables. This is a solid state table, and they remade it like it's a EM table. That is crazy. I would have never thought of doing that. That's kind of... Well, I do not like that glare. That would be something I'd have to take off. But yeah, that is nuts. Well, anything to sell more tables, I guess. But again, other than the artwork, this doesn't really represent the actual Farfalla table. I mean, it's got no ramp, it's got no upper flipper. Just the, just kind of like if it was just crazy. It's like a demake. Okay, enough of that. But yeah, let's take another look at let's look at another one of these. I don't know what this means here. Gift. It says to look at it. Give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can figure this out. Okay, that is very weird. I actually had to join a community group on Steam for Zaccaria Pinball, specific one, and once I did, this got unlocked, so we could click on it and take a quick look at this. Yeah, we just looked at this. Where's my control? I got my keyboard now on me, and I don't need one. Let's take a look at yeah, look at that. It's just a rethemed, like an EM table. They got the same back box, but they kind of sloppily overlaid some counters here. You can just tell that that's just the graphic put over there. That's something they might work on, I'm guessing. I don't know, but again, you got the same artwork here, but just the totally different table layout. Pretty interesting. But yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna try to start streaming these, and then I'll make videos out of each table, just like I've been doing for Pinball FX3 and Pinball Arcade. I've been really wanting to get into this. Like I said, I've been held back on this because Steam Early Access. I wanted it to come out of Early Access. I really don't think this is going to come out of Early Access anytime soon. So I'm just going to, with Pinball Arcade kind of slowing down and me caught up with everything else and me not making videos at anything but pinball, I think now's the perfect time to jump into some Zaccaria Pinball. And hopefully you'll take a look at it too if you weren't aware of it. If you have access to Steam again, check it out. It's if you have Android or iOS as well, they're there. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. See you all next time. Bye.
Not bad.